Hey, folks. Welcome back to an all new edition of the El Grando Show. Wow. What a time. What a time to be living it right now. I mean, am I right? Am I right? Um, it's it's interesting that to say the least. I'd like to start the show. I always start the show. Yes, with a beer. West Coast IPA on deck. Yeah. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's turning that corner. And you're hugging. You're doing hugs. I'm not saying hug everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hug people, the ones that are close to you. Give them a squeeze. Give them a little, give them a little, get a little extra. Get a good squeeze in. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna lay some head down on the shoulder. Hey, get in there. Get all up in there. These shoulders are built for that. Okay. So get on in, because I'll give you a big old squeeze. Cheers, salute everybody. Well, I hope I got a good show for y'all. I'm feeling pretty good. There's a couple things on the horizon coming up here. So you gotta, trying to. I'm trying to do the stand up thing. I'm trying to get some open mics in more. There's just it's hard sometimes because there's a lot of heavy hitters coming up, and I just I'm thankful that I'm able to check out. Where I trying to do open mic stand up comedy over here at Helium in Portland is it's not that it's famous, but it's just big enough to where it makes an impact, and small enough to where it still feels like doesn't feel like you're you know playing in some fucking foreign country or something. It's pretty rad, actually. It's a pretty cool comedy store. So let's just get into the show. So we're gonna start the show today by talking about social media. I've mentioned social media a few times, and there was this person I used to work with, right? And this one time, they broke it down like this. They were like, it's like a hammer. It's like you can build a house with it, and it can also, it can also kill somebody, right? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of a, interesting way of looking at it. But also, this person was, one time I had asked them, if you could live in any area, any era, any like, any century. In other words, like, what would like past or future? The 70s, 80s, or even the 60s, 1800s, whatever. And they were like, well, I wouldn't want to live in the past because I wouldn't be able to marry the person that I would want to marry. And I thought that was kind of an arrogant answer. Just because is that's not. It's just not. You know, like there was a first for everybody. And I mean, I'm just saying, like in general, you know, like because you're able to marry who you want to now doesn't mean that there were people back then who weren't able to marry. It was like and they had to fight for that right. You know, like there's first for everything. Like the people that came up before us, they paved the way for us. You know, so I mean, to be a part of that movement would be you know fucking extraordinary. In other words, to be there around when minorities got the right to vote, or women got the right to vote, or you know to be on the ground level of that would be something incredible. And I don't think that they put too much thought into it. They just automatically went to, well, I wouldn't want to be I mean, I wouldn't want to live in the past because of the laws of marriage. And I was like, I mean, the music alone. I mean, to hear John Bonham play, and I mean, it would. The amount of music that came out of the '60s and '70s is second to none. And to live at that time, and you know, before cell phones, and uh, there's a there's a there's a uniqueness there that you know to live in that era and would be would definitely be a fucking a blessing. I mean, to be around to see the Rat Pack in their prime, and or fucking to see Jackie Robinson play his first game, and in Brooklyn, is to be around in that era would be something that's you know it's you're making history. Yeah, but it's just social media right now is it's just a crazy place to get information, because a lot of people like read stuff and they're like, well, fuck, it says it right here, so it must be true. And I just have an issue with that. I have an issue with what a lot of power companies and just people with an agenda put so much fucking clickbait on there, and it's hard for some people to see through, you know, what's bullshit, and actually try and get some, you know, helpful news, because it's just fucking filler. It's all filler right now. It's nothing. There's no credence. And but that's the world we live in, and I'm not saying that shit has to change. I'm just saying, like, it's almost like it's got to be like a handshake. It reminds me of a handshake. Sometimes that's the in my head, like in my mind, that's the easiest way that I can explain what it is, because it's an understanding, but also not necessarily a promise, but yeah, like the opposite of that. Just like well, here you are, and I'm gonna shake your hand. It doesn't really mean anything. But it's here to stay, and it just seems like the social media is definitely just out to make profit on the misery and death, and that's where I have an issue with, is that social media finally found a way to profit from watching people die. and it bothers me. I don't mean to sound facetious, but it bothers me. So so we're gonna segue right into we're not gonna keep it we're gonna keep it snappy. All right, we're gonna go into uh the song, this Applebee song that I hear 24 hours in my head. It's the Applebee's jingle. It's be like Applebee's on a Sunday, give me the steak with the shake and the poop and the pee and I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. And I'm like, you know, I've lived in areas like rural areas where there's an Applebee's, and nobody I know went there. Not one fucking person. We all went to TGI Fridays. Fridays is where you want to go because they have good wings. And I was like, oh my God. But you know what? You got to give them props because the homie's making cheddar right now. That song is fucking viral as fuck. And homie's making a lot of money for the stupidest fucking song in the world. I mean, that song is so dumb. It's dumber than a box of rocks. That song is actually dumber than a box of rocks. And that's what I'm going to say about that because, I didn't want to waste my time on here talking about this fucking stupid Applebee's song. But it seems like everybody's doing the Applebee's song. And you know what? I swear, none of them go to Applebee's. Nobody goes to Applebee's. Nobody. It's going to be a quick show, y'all, but I had some time today. Because shit's changing, we're shit's opening back up. I think people are gonna start to go back to work here pretty soon. So, I mean, shit. I don't know how long people plan on being on fucking, unemployment, whatever. All right, so here we're gonna segue right into. Okay, so there's something that somebody came up and I was like, well, because you have to be an adult. Sometimes you have to be the adult in a lot of situations, and I hate it sometimes because I don't want to be the adult in that situation. I'm like, you know what? Why do I have to be the bigger person right now? Because of this and this is happening, and I'm like, well, this is fucking stupid. You guys are fucking stupid. You guys need to shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Zip it. And then that's enough. That's enough of that. You guys need to go to your rooms and fucking think about what you did. Okay, spend 5 minutes in the corner because you're dead. But this is my top 5 list, y'all. Right into it. Right into the top 5. So this is my top 5 list. And this is my top 5 adulting things to do. Okay, number 5, paying bills. Gotta pay your bills. Gotta pay your bills. Got to keep up with, build up that credit, hopefully, and be able to, have a big purchase someday. Paying bills on time helps. Number 4, cleaning. And this part sucks. Because, when you're little, nobody tells you that you have to, clean stuff all the time. And like, but I was, it's almost like, you get these chores when you're a kid, and it may seem like, you know, they're like they're stupid, but it's like Mr. Miyagi trying to teach you something about life, because nobody's gonna wipe your butt when you get old. Nobody gonna wipe your butt. You have to wipe your butt. You know, you have to wipe your butt by yourself. Nobody gonna come to you. When you're a grown man and wipe your butt. It's cleanliness is next to godliness. But seriously, you don't want like, you gotta keep your stuff clean. Because you have to take care of your things. Like I have shirts and things that I like to keep around. They're very old shirts, but they look pretty new because I like to take care of my stuff. I've learned early on in life that you have to take care of your stuff. You know, like not everybody has the luxury of throwing away their clothes. Wearing your stuff once and then just throwing it away. So you have to take care of it. But and then you get into like tricks of the trade, and because we all have tricks. What I'm saying, we all have tricks, like certain methods of cleaning stuff, and whether you air dry stuff or whether you put stuff in the dryer, certain chemicals and whatever would have you. But it's I'm sure if you grew up poor, then you know about these things. Number 3, and I cannot stress number 3 enough: keeping your word. Keeping your word means if you make a promise, you keep it. Um, it also means paying your debts if you owe money. See, that's the thing about me. Like, I never liked owing people money. But I had to borrow stuff when I was, younger. I've always had to borrow things, money. And I never liked it. I never liked it. I hated borrowing money, you know, or, getting fronted stuff. I didn't like it. Because I didn't like owing people money. I still don't to this day. I don't like it. I'd rather buy it outright. You know what I'm saying? But keeping your word also means you know uh staying true to yourself, staying true to your code, because we all have a code, right? That we grow up with, a mantra that we follow, a fucking something that hold near and dear, that you would you know go to war with somebody over, because of what you believe to be true. And you have to it seems like it's easier said, right? But there's a lot of people who uh aren't true to themselves, or try to manipulate situations. And there's it's not that you know it's not that it's your job to be against that. But in some ways, you have to recognize that this person might be selling this, trying to do things, you know and not necessarily, you know, it's like it's not that they're trying to manipulate you; they're just trying to manipulate the situation, and so you just have to understand that, you know, because we all have bad days. We all have bad days, and sometimes I say shit just to say it. You know, I'm guilty of that for sure. So you just have to recognize the difference. So that was number three. Number two is cooking. You like to eat? You better cook yourself something up. You know, I'm the fucking sandwich master. Shit. Man, I threw down on a turkey sandwich. You don't even know. Some cracked pepper turkey, avocado, you know what I mean? I'll be throwing down. Some sharp cheddar, some nice bread. And my family loves sandwiches. We love the sandwich. So, but yeah, it sounds simple, but I have a bunch of recipes up my sleeve. I mean, obviously, but I'll bring them out. I'll bring them out every chance I get. And number one, the number one thing about being an adult, guess what? Christmas cards. And this is one that I had to fucking, you know, I didn't put too much stock into them until I got to, you know, where I'm at now. Because it's like, fuck, you know, I have to send Christmas cards, you know. You know, I'm at that age where, you know, especially like my family, you know, we don't get together all the time for Christmas, you know. And so I have to I gotta try to make it a point now. I have to try to make it a point. Try and get some Christmas cards out. You know what I mean? I have to try. And you guys should all fucking try and send out some Christmas cards. It's like this. It's like the. It's really not that difficult. You know, it's really not. But, you know, you should still try. And that's the top 5 list, y'all. Woo! Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Oh, here she comes. But yeah. That is the top 5 list. So we are going to switch gears right now. And we're going to get into some sports. Because sports are good right now. Sports are good. We're going to start with the MLS. And my boys. My boys are starting to ball right now. I'm talking about the Timbers. The Timbers always start slow. But towards the end of the season, they always make a run. And they're making a run right now. They've won 3 out of their last 4, I think. They're the defending champs as far as I'm concerned, right? They played the tournament in Florida and they beat Tampa. Yeah, they just came off a win, off a fucking great win off LAFC. I don't think Vela played, but Sebastian Blanco is one of the best players that I've ever seen. Plays for the Timbers, number 10. He's balling right now, out of control. And, you know, Valerio will be there. The Chara brothers will be there. Ebobisi's looking like he's coming around right now. Everybody's, you know, we just need a little bit more defense. We lost some defensive players last year. Bravo went to the Galaxy, I think. and but it's still cool to see because the Timbers are fucking playing their asses off right now, and it's cool. It's cool to watch them play right now. If you haven't watched any MLS games, I can really, really, you know, I fucking, you should definitely check out some MLS games. And even the Thorns are playing fucking really good. Um, I don't always catch the Thorns, Portland Thorn games, but when I do, it's fucking awesome. And I'm glad I do catch them. So, but yeah, the Thorns and the Timbers they're all playing really well right now. They're coming around. They're about to make a run right now, and I would like to see where it goes. So the hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? Um, baseball. Um, baseball is getting down to another couple weeks of regular season games. Let's let that train pass. Um, there was a scuffle in the dugout with Fernando Tatis, Fernando Tatis Juniors and Manny Machado's, and there. I think that was one of those where emotions are high right now in that fucking dugout. If you have to ask me, Padres are fucking underwhelmed or fucking under fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Underachieving right now, and they're starting to feel it. Blake Snell, I think, is hurt right now, and he was supposed to be their ace. Arrieta is getting roped. I don't even know why they fucking put Arrieta out there, but that goes to show you what the pitching is right now. But yeah, it was crazy to see that, but you know, it's hard. I think it was hard for the Padres to focus on beating the Dodgers. When there's like so many other teams that they should have been worried about. Like you want to worry about the Dodgers when you get to the playoffs. Not when you fucking are trying to make the playoffs. And I think that's what fucking did them in because it's almost like they built their team around that, where it's like they're building their team to try and beat the Dodgers when you know you know maybe they should focus on something else, trying to make it to the playoffs, because right now they're not gonna make the playoffs and they have a big payroll. So that's why the emotions are high right now. That being said, I don't think anybody's the Dodgers aren't scared of the Giants. No way. I think once the playoffs hit, you're gonna see another level, and mark that down. Mark that down because Walker Bueller right now is the weak link, and to say that, to hear that in the sentence is not, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be three pitchers, maybe four, but it's Walker Bueller's gonna figure it out, and when he figures it out, it's over. It's fucking over because Clayton's coming back. Like I said, Walker Bueller being the weak link in that pitching rotation says something, because Walker Bueller's a fucking beast. Easily 16 game winner. I mean, he can eat innings like nobody's business. So, I think it's just interesting to me how Toronto's coming around, and Detroit, I pay a lot of attention to the National League. Obviously, I'm a fucking National League guy, and but I do creep over, and I do creep over, and it does look like Tampa Bay is going to be the team to beat. I don't think Houston has enough. You know, I think what surprised me more about the American League is Seattle for sure, the Mariners, and um, I want to say yeah, Toronto and Detroit because I don't think anybody had them coming out of that division, but it does look like they're gonna both be playing for playoff spots. So I'll keep my eye on that. But I just think that Tampa has too much firepower, and the Rays are going to be the team to beat. Not to take away the Yankees, take anything away from the Yankees or the Red Sox. But I think they it's almost like they play afraid. The White Sox look like they're gonna make a run, and I think it's so funny how a lot of attention is on the Padres and the National League, but you know it's just funny because I guess I don't hear about American League teams at all, but I'm definitely any chance I get, I definitely try to catch a good game, and so maybe it's gonna be the battle of the Sox, Red Sox, White Sox, to see who comes out of that, and then I think Tampa's gonna be the one, and then maybe Houston. You know, I still can't believe how bad the Angels are. I mean, everybody's jocking Shohei Ohtani, and there's a reason for that. But I mean, come on, if you're that good, they fucking should be at least at least in that fucking division. They shouldn't be fucking 22 games back or whatever the fuck they are. Right. Well, okay, then we're gonna segue into football. Football. Um, so I am. I just, we just finished watching the Sunday night game between the Ravens and the Chiefs. Okay, and um, the thing about the Chiefs, okay, the thing about the Chiefs is that hold on one second. The thing about the Chiefs is that if they score really quick, they score really quick, and their clock management is fucking horrible because they got well, you know what I'm saying. They don't like to run the game. They don't like to run the ball. So if they score early, and if you can score at any time in the first half, you're gonna be in the game. As long as you don't get blown out. You know, and I think a lot of teams are following that. Not necessarily put 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 Mahomes in like rushing him every down because he's gonna beat that fucking he's gonna beat that rush. You know what I'm saying? No, instead of what they're doing is scoring points and trying to put themselves in a position where they can, you know, win at the end. which is exactly what the Ravens' game plan was. You still have to score points. You have to score points, but this is an offensive fucking league now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of offenses that can score points. And with the Chiefs is that you just got to put some points up on the board because they score so fast that you're always going to have time to try and come back. Hopefully your defense makes a play. Boom. You're in it to win it. You know. And then we're going to go into my team, which is the Raiders. And if you were to tell me before the season that the Raiders are going to play the Ravens and the Steelers in the first 2 weeks and we're going to come out 2-0, I'd have said, what are you smoking on? But you know what? That just goes to show you to the resilience of this team, the defense of this team. And I think a lot of people are going to sleep on the Raiders this year. And, it's so early in the season that, I'm not going to try and fucking give any kind of predictions of how far they go in the playoffs. But, hopefully they make a run this year. I'd love to see it. I mean, besides that, nothing really stands out to me. I mean, besides Tom Brady. And so we'll just get something straight right now. So Tom Brady is like John Elway, Joe Montana, and Peyton Manning rolled into one. Wow. Oh my God. He's literally John Elway, Peyton Manning, and John Unitas. He's in a sport where it's a total team sport. He's the most individual person in the world, and there's something to that. But you know what? I'm just surprised that he hasn't made enemies in this game. Because he's been around a long time, and he's shit on a lot of teams, and to go this far and to stay upright is a feat in itself. So hey, if you know what I'm saying, I'm not here to tell you why you should shit on Tom Brady, but I'm just saying that he's the best individual on a team sport that you want on your team. But there's a lot of good games on right now. There's a lot of good games. I could not believe the Tennessee comeback against the Seahawks. Fucking the Seahawks are up 10 points. I want to say even they were up by a lot at halftime. Fucking Pete Carroll's over there slapping hands with the fans at halftime like they already won something. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think anybody had the Titans winning that game. But fucking they turned it on at halftime. And they came out of fucking Seattle with a W, and that was a big time W because nobody goes in Seattle and takes that game. So I think everybody had Tennessee as a fucking walkover game. And they just proved everybody wrong right now. Because that was a big time win. That nobody, it's going to go, overshadowed, right? Just like the fucking, what do you call it? The Niners and Eagles game. I thought the Eagles just fucking won their first game by 40 points or something. And they come back and fucking throw a duck. I watched that game, the first half, and the Eagles were running, were pushing, they were marching down the field pretty well. It's just a couple turnovers. The jury's still out on that team. But the NFC East is fucking up for grabs, just like the NFC fucking North. Fucking the Green Bay Packers fucking beat the fucking Lions on Monday night, and it's like whoop dee dee doo. There goes the fucking Packers winning a fucking another meaningless game, you know. But that's the fucking what do you call it? That's what they get. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody impressing me right now in the NFC North. And the Packers used to intimidate people, and they ain't intimidating nobody right now. Better believe that. And that division's still up for grabs. That Cardinals fucking Vikings game, I don't know how the Vikings lost that game. I don't know how they lost the first game against fucking Cincinnati. Seriously, Delvin Cook is a beast. It was a 35-yarder homie missed. I can't believe that shit. Seriously. And it really sucks. It really sucks for the Vikings. I think they're a better team than what their record shows. Um, and that's the NFC North is definitely up for grabs. And I think somebody's going to fucking win it, though. Somebody's going to win it. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. Uh, yeah, that's all that really stands out to me. Um, I think the Steelers, you know, I think they need to focus on beating Cleveland and fucking beating, the Ravens because, that's who they should be focusing on because they're gonna have to play them, you know, to get out of that division. And I'm not sure where they're at, but I don't think the league does either. The Steelers come off a big win against the Bills, and if you rewind that game, I think the Bills played really passive, but nothing like beating up on Miami to fucking right in the ship, right? I mean that was a butt whooping, but it just seems that there's a lot of good games on right now, and they're all really good to check out. I'm loving the NFL season right now. What more can I say? It's fucking awesome. um, so that's the show, y'all. That's the show. Real quick, just a quick shout out. I want to give a quick shout out to, I watch a lot of TV. I just finished Reservation Dogs, and really cool, really cool. Definitely not what I expected. But it's just one of those shows that's awesome. I don't know. I mean, it's a cool show. I'm glad FX had the balls to fucking put it on TV. Uh, only murders in buildings. I'm really, really glad I caught that show. I'm streaming it now. Selena Gomez, fucking, Steve Martin, and it's fucking great. It's fucking awesome. Um, uh, it, if it's definitely not what I expected, but when they started off, I was thinking like, well, you know what? It just seemed like there was a lot of people that, I mean, it almost seemed like they had just gotten together because they were watching like Mayor of Eastwood, and they were all just fans of that show, so they all just got together and decided to do a murder mystery, but that's not the case at all. Uh, it's definitely not what I expected. I didn't think it was gonna be this good, but it's actually really good. And if you haven't checked out Only Murders in the Building, I fucking recommend it. Selena fucking Gomez, what I'm saying, that's my girl. You know, love her. Just want to give another quick shout out to the Emmys. I didn't catch the Emmys. I was following it a little bit, but it just I know the big winners was like Ted Lasso, and The Crown. It just seems like it's just funny to me how Ted Lasso won so much when it's about a fucking, it's about an English soccer team, but it's an American show. There's a little bit of irony there, and The Crown won big, and The Crown was fucking the last season of The Crown was terrible. I mean, fucking sucked. I couldn't. I mean, I watched the first season of The Crown and the second season. I was like, yeah, this is all right. But the third season was fucking absolute fucking trash. So I don't know how they fucking gave it to him. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't really watch it. I didn't really watch it, and I did, because award shows are not very good. Uh, there's like one or two people that I was glad to see win, but yeah, I didn't fucking sit down and watch it. But that's the show. That is the show. All the way from Portland, Oregon, y'all. We still here. Yeah. Y'all be good. Y'all be good. I'll see y'all next episode. Episodes are coming. Episodes are coming. I'm telling y'all. Y'all be well. I love y'all. Peace.